Hey there, Steve Brossman here with another sales tip for you so you can actually have more of your clients asking to buy from you. Now, today's video is about the 3 levels of influence in sales. Now, the first level that we're going to be talking about right now is the most common used, and that's the impose. It's when somebody is imposing their knowledge on you. And a lot of people say that if you give people enough information, they will make an informed decision. And that normally breaks it down into somebody talking to them. And they would be talking about the features, advantages, and benefits, doing everything that they've probably taught in their sales training. Okay, not just talk about the feature, but talk about the advantages and the benefits, and possibly the outcomes that it would deliver. And also presentation. I'll just leave it as present, with a T. Now, quite often, you will have a sales process that people will go into and they'll ask some pretty ordinary questions. Tell me about the 3 things that's going on in your business that's holding you back. Tell me about the 2 things that are keeping you up at night. Oh, I have a solution. And then the majority of the time together is that person presenting and talking about the solution that they have thought of. Now, the interesting thing is that recent research has said that 47.5% of all of those that enter a sales conversation don't really know what the real problem is. So if you just ask some questions and then say, I've got the solution, sit down, shut up and listen to me, then you're talking to half of the people who really don't know what's going on. So when you start with the talk and the presenting and give information, you are imposing your knowledge on them. And at the end of it, without them getting involved, then they're going to have sales resistance, because the minute you start presenting, they will feel as if they're in a sales situation. They're looking at you throwing stuff at them, and you are imposing your knowledge and potential will on what they should actually be doing. Now, the next level is very powerful, and that's the collaborative influence. Now, there has been some great training out, and they call it the consultative close, the consultative sales. Yes, it's great to ask the questions. What normally happens in consulting is you will ask questions and then present what you believe is the solution. So you might start asking the questions and consultative, but then fall back into imposed influence. Once you've got those questions, you've formulated what you think they need, and you're going to present it to them. So even though you might start off and you might feel as if you're collaborative, but you will end up back to the imposed level of influence. Real collaborative influences is when, yes, you are asking the questions and you are collaborating on an agreed solution. And when we talk about what it is that you're asking them and you're delivering, you will be talking about and delivering the agreed implementable value, and you are collaborating to get to that point. Now, in our blueprint conversion system, we work with our clients to create a blueprint that is a schematic. It is a collaborative tool where you are going to sit down and work together. Now, quite often, I ask people, what is the best way to get somebody on the same page as you, or to get on the same page as them? And I'll have some fantastic answers. Yes, ask this question, ask that question. But the best way, the fastest way to get on the same page as somebody, or to get them on the same page as you, is to have a page to get on. Now, it's like I'm doing a presentation to you. I am talking, I am presenting to you. But the minute that you have your collaborative blueprint, your blueprint that you can both work on, it's like you walking around the other side of the table, it could be virtually, and collaborating on the blueprint to start calculating the agreed implementable value. So the collaborative influence is very powerful. Now, if you want to write something down out of this, write this down. When they are involved, they invest. So basically, involve equals invest. How can you get them involved? How can you work with them to come up with that solution. Now, the last one is the ideal one you wish they would all get to, and that is the self-influence. It's like, well, okay, yeah, it's for them to say, fantastic, I've seen enough. How do we get started? Now, what happens when you're doing the collaborative influence, and particularly if you're using our blueprint conversion system, you're working through and you are collecting agreed implementable value. When you get your agreed implementable value significantly greater than what we call the box value, the investment they're going to make, there may be a point where they think, they can't possibly charge me this much. When your agreed implementable value is that much higher than their potential investment, they will probably say, this looks fantastic. How do we get started? So as you're going through your next sales conversation, your next presentation, have a look and have a think of, am I trying to use imposed influence? Am I really collaborating and having them involved in the actual creation of the solution and having them see what the agreed implementable value will be when we work together, and potentially getting them to the point of self-influencing where they're going to say, this is fantastic, I want this. So if you like this video, if you like anything around this training, make sure you click like, click subscribe. You're not going to miss out on any of the innovative sales training that we're going to be delivering. And again, comment below what your thoughts are. But if you're a good person, share it with your friends, because this is going to help them take the stress out of selling and have more of their clients asked to buy. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.